A small fraction of a percentage just wear the mask, and over billions and billions of people, that will result in a whole bunch of cases, maybe people not getting sick. But this is such a larger issue, and this is dangerous. I really believe this is the biggest threat to democracy in this country. We are seeing censorship by big tech. It has become acceptable.
This is dumb. This is just a dumb thing that started with Russian interference with the election, which the government should stop for sure. But everybody said, wait a minute, they went on Facebook and they were putting fake things on. Well, deal with that, but don't start making Facebook the gatekeeper of truth. Because you know what? If you do that, and you start making these gatekeepers of truth on what we're allowed to look at, what we're not allowed to look at, what comes with a warning from Facebook, that's Big Brother stuff, folks. And you know what? If you agree with the people who are telling you what's right and wrong, that's great. But guess what? Someday, people who you don't agree with are going to be making those decisions, and you're going to get screwed, and we're going to lose our democracy.
Right. They will come for you. Harvey, do you remember in 1978, the ACLU actually, they fought for these disgusting neo-Nazis to march past an area where there were Holocaust survivors. There's nothing more disgusting than that march, but they fought for the right for free speech.
And you know what they said, Michael? The ACLU, when they did that, because that was a huge deal, I think it was in Illinois, and what they said was that, and it's true, and you learn this in law school, that freedom of speech is easy when you agree with the other person. The point of freedom of speech is that the other person has a right to say it, even if you find it loathsome, because if they can say things, then you can say things, and then we have a community where we all decide where we want to go as a country. But that's democracy. You have to tolerate things you really disagree with, and if you don't, you are heading toward a dictatorship.
Hi, I'm Ashley from Orlando, and I can say that these researchers had every right to publish their findings in a peer-reviewed or academic journal. However, by posting this information on social media during such a sensitive time, I believe it could have been seen as a little irresponsible coming from a professional. During this time, even if you did find a 0.3% difference from mask wearers and non-mask wearers, that's still 0.3% of human lives, and people are already not listening to the CDC and WHO. So by putting out this kind of information, as a fellow researcher, I just find it not as professional as it could have been.
So I have to ask you something, because the way you put this was so good. And I agree with you. I mean, I agree with you. This is not the time to put something out, and I would make that point too. But do you want Facebook to be your gatekeeper? Because what you just said on television and online, what you just said is really a great answer, better than what Facebook said. Do you want Facebook doing it, or should we be having these discussions where you can make your point, which is really compelling?
Right, absolutely. And as a counselor, I get faced with this kind of thing all the time. But I don't think that it's right for Facebook to gatekeep. However, I do think you have to put kind of limitations on it. I just don't think that this was the best thing to do professionally at this time. I think everything is circumstantial, and this is one of those circumstances.
Fair enough. She was great. She was great. Okay, we're going to move on.
Yes, to you.